Hey babe, are you Moses? Because I want you to spread me open and let all the seamen go through me. Just Cause is an open world game where you blow everything up, smuggle coke, murder government authorities, pedestrians, cartel, and your own allies while looking and sounding badass. But the name Just Cause means morally good. Now, tell me whose mother are you doing morally good here? You see, the devs of this game were edging with the title. It has two meanings. Number one is goodwill, and number two is just cause chaos, which is what the franchise is known for. I fell in love with this franchise for its huge maps and the gear they give you to traverse around it and the goofiest of things you can do in it. So I thought it would be a good idea to check out how it all started in the first Just Cause, which was released back in 2006. And after playing it, it left me a bit conflicted. I'm not quite sure if I like it or not. Kinda like Femboy. This franchise isn't known for its storytelling, characters, or plot. It's known for its chaos and having fun. Did I have fun? Absolutely not. It is one of the jankiest game I have ever played. But the jank this game has also makes it kinda fun sometimes. Let's dive into it.
I warn everyone to stay off the street. The rebels are everywhere.
Over 50% of the cocaine to find its way into the United States comes from San Espirito.
If you have ever seen those map scale comparison videos, there is always at least one Just Cause map in top 10, and if you remove auto-generated maps like Minecraft's, it will be on top 5. Just for context, I was in the middle of the map and drove straight for 8 minutes and still was in the middle of the map. Probably because I circled around, I'm dyslexic. But every wise man knows that size doesn't matter. For most, consent does. The bigger the map, the less detailed it gets. And this game has this problem. Some roads just end in the middle of nowhere. NPCs don't know where to go. Some places look emptier than my balls whenever I see Maria on the screen. 3 polygons. 3 fucking polygons is all it took to make me hard. God, I'm so pathetic. Some of the buildings look like something from Doom, even though the graphics were getting pretty decent in 2006. Places feel repetitive. I mean, the whole map is a huge jungle with some beaches and few cities, but I'll give the due where it's credit. The jungle looks like a real jungle. It's full of foliage, and the foliage itself is detailed. Ambient sounds are good too. I mean, sometimes they are good, but sometimes they are so annoying. Too exaggerated, like a dog is always barking in my left ear and a cock is always clucking in my right, and these random voices in my head like, I hope I get rammed by this bus and never born again. In modern gaming, foliage is a GPU's nightmare, but somehow they pulled this off in 2006. I know it doesn't look as impressive here, but the Xbox 360 version looks 10 times better. I'll go over it a bit more later. When I say the map feels empty, I mean the concentration of content is really poor. Trying to find a point of interest in this game is like trying to find anything other than horses in Rule 34. Make something normal for once. Fuck horses. I mean, don't fuck horses. You are probably wondering, if it's harder to fill bigger maps with content, why have huge map in the first place? This franchise needs huge maps because it provides a ton of mobility options, from grappling hook to wingsuit to paraglider and hundreds of vehicles. With all of that, you will be traversing around the map really fast. You don't mean to be walking in these games, considering the mobility they provide. But in this particular title, mobility is ass cheeks, not even good cheeks, 60-year-old Mike Tyson cheeks. And because of that, a lot of the time you will end up walking. The grappling hook, which is literally what the franchise is known for, can only be used on vehicles. Yes, you heard it right. You can't grapple onto anything other than vehicles. So if you are in the middle of nowhere, which is the entire map, grappling hook is practically useless, and when you can use it, it's not that useful anyways. Grappling a vehicle makes your glider open automatically, so you can't stick to vehicles like in other Just Cause, but you can reel in to hijack it. Somehow my stupid ass didn't figure this out until I finished the entire game. I was gliding along hoping the car will go where I want it to go. I might be an actual NPC for hanging onto a car, but hey, some clowns hang from a ceiling fan. Another thing, you can't hijack flying vehicles using a grappling hook. It might be possible because there is an animation for hanging onto a plane, but when you grapple onto a helicopter, you are always beneath it, so you never get the option to hang onto it unless somehow you manage to go above the helicopter, but I just couldn't do it. And finally, you can't grab or pull NPCs with the hook. Instead, it does some damage, but it takes like 10 shots to kill a single NPC, so it's just not worth it. There are a few good things about this grappling hook. Number 1, the range. I'm pretty sure this has the most range out of all Just Cause games, but it's pretty hard to aim at longer range. And number 2, if the vehicle is far enough, it will just teleport you there, which is a bug, but it's the best thing about this grappling hook. So what can you do if there is no vehicle to grapple? Do you have to walk this massive landscape? Well, no. You can use extraction, which is just a fast travel. It can teleport you to any safe house or the main quest. But instead of teleporting you directly, Rico will place this flare on the ground and a helicopter will come pick you up and then drop you down, which might get annoying because of the long animation, but I personally like it because it justifies the teleportation in a game like this. It's more immersive. Just Cause 2 also has this, but they removed it in 3 and 4. Another thing you can do when you get stuck in the middle of nowhere is you can call for a heavy drop. There are 4 options, but only the bike will be available in the beginning. A small problem with that is look at the terrain. In a lot of situations, bike and the car just won't cut it, and you don't get access to a helicopter until much later into the game. And when you get it, this is what they give you. What the fuck? Brother, this is not a helicopter, this is a lolicopter. What the fuck? It's not small, it's average Archhopper. I look 12, but trust me, I'm 20 Archhopper. The 500 years old goddess of knowledge Archhopper. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does what it's supposed to do, but the other options are so good, why this? Let's talk about graphics a little bit. Considering this game was released back in 2006, graphics are still ass, especially on PC. For some reason, graphics are so inconsistent on each platform, and unfortunately, the PC version looks the worst, in my opinion at least. Graphically, it is better on PC with higher textures and all, but I would rather play the PS2 version because artistically it is more appealing. And why does the PS4 version looks more like the PS2 version than the PS2 version itself? But all of them feel pale in comparison to the Xbox 360 version. What in the gender bender hentai episode is this? What is this dramatic difference? Like the pre-built transgender versus the guy who transitioned. This looks more like a remaster, not the original game. And then you look at this shit. Where did the lighting go? The shadows are barely visible. I scoured the internet for any mod that could fix the lighting, but couldn't find one. Playing the Xbox 360 version of the game will be a complete different experience, similar to how installing shaders in Minecraft makes the experience a lot better. That is, if your PC didn't explode. There is like one major city in the whole map, but like a million small settlements. Each and every settlement is almost identical, consisting of 2 points of interest, a safe house and a side mission. When you open the map, you will see hundreds of safe houses. Despite that, Rico Rodriguez is kinda homeless. Why? Because these safe houses are nothing but a bunch of boxes with guns laying around. You can't access them, by which I mean you can't go inside them. Things like this is why I wanted to be friends with Corn Stars with decades of experience, because if I ever became homeless, at least I will have a place to hide my head. Don't let the cave divers know about this strat. I hope you didn't get this joke, because if you did, you are cooked. You have seen things, so have I. Let's not talk about it ever again. Speaking of going inside, none of the buildings can be accessed or interacted with. There are like 2 buildings with some actual rooms and details, which you will find during the main story mission. But other than that, everything is a box, which makes cities no different from jungle. There is literally nothing to do. But at least it looks like a living, breathing city with bunch of NPCs in traffic, right? Wrong. NPCs can't be interacted with. No surprise there. Not 100% sure, but every male is voiced by like one guy and every female by a woman. IMDb shows the cast of 16 people, which I'm surprised to see that this game even has 16 different characters, repetitive models, repetitive voice lines. NPCs on bikes are always T-posing outside the radius of 10 meters. During the mission, they will spawn and disappear in front of your eyes, and for some reason, circling around them makes them circle around you. But there is one specific detail that I liked a lot. When you harass a woman or rub against her, this specific voice line will play.
You rub up against me one more time, mister. I call the police.
But there is a big problem with the city itself, which is clearly visible on the minimap. The immersion of the city breaks as soon as you see it from above and realize the whole thing is two models copied and pasted over and over again. Cities in video games are inspired by real architecture, but this looks like it is inspired by f***ing Augie and the Cockroaches. I considered Far Cry 6 story to be mid, but this game makes it look like the godfather of video games, The Dark Knight, or If My Wife Becomes an Elementary School Student. They should have named it the other way around. Wait! This game takes place in a country named San Espirito, which is fictional, but it is located in the Caribbean islands, West Indies. And our protagonist Rico Rodriguez is a Mexican guy. At very young age, his parents died. When he turned 18, an organization called The Agency took him. This is kinda sad, Rico. Anyways, here are 5 big booms for your dead mother. Boom! 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 At 21, he was scouted by Tom Sheldon, the most stereotypical American. He looks goofy as hell, not because he's American. We all know that Americans are the most beautiful human beings on this planet. Even the wiki says the same. He likes barbecues, hickory chips, shotguns, and all things American. In this game, we work under him and this fine hers, Maria Kane. The agency believes the president of this country, Salvador Mendoza, is in possession of weapons of mass destruction, basically Kim Jong-un. I will refer to him as the dictator. Now pay attention. Espirito has a dictator. Not everyone on the island is okay with it, so they form a guerrilla group. These are the people who want to overthrow the dictator, and this group is led by Jose Caramicas. He loves his sister a little too much. We love his sister too. And then there are 2 drug cartels, Riojas and Montano. Obviously both are rivals and are the biggest suppliers of drug in USA. Pretty fucked up country. Agency sees this and says it's pretty fucked up, but there is always more fucked up. So they send their best of the best to overthrow the dictator. This is when you arrive at this warm country. They give you a warm welcome, and your partner gives you even warmer welcome.
You think you got enough heat breathing down our ass, Sheldon?
The heat's all gone, Kane. Just take care of our friend Rico here, so he can do his job.
This was so unexpected. I laughed so hard that I almost shat my pants. I think I actually did. I'll show you someday. So now Sheldon explains everything to Rico and tells him that the first step on the way of eliminating the dictator would be to become allies with the guerrillas, because we basically want the same thing. In order to do that, he needs to save their leader who has been kept hostage by the dictator. So we do that. And immediately after untying him, you have made an ally. He doesn't ask anything who Rico is or who sent him, not to mention the corn parody level of voice acting, and the animations are just cherry on top.
Look how scared you don't make me, you pigs! Chill, my friend, I'm here to free you. Hurry!
Anyways, now that we are allies with the guerrillas, Sheldon wants Rico to become allies with the Riojas, yes, the drug cartel, and then start a gang war between the two. In order to do that, Rico kills Frano Elifano, a drug dealer from New York who was supposed to buy drugs from Riojas. Now Rico disguises himself as Frano, and by disguise I meant he doesn't do jack shit. He just takes his papers and the money. I guess the Rioja cartel never saw his face, and we bring that money to this seductive lactating Latina, side hus of the leader of Riojas, Edmundo.
Nice. I like very big bills.
Big bills for big balloons, my lady. The leader, impressed by the money, says, with the money like this and muscle like mine, we can wipe out the entirety of Montano's, the rival cartel. I don't know about that, bro. You look like you haven't moved a muscle in a while. And then he tells Rico to destroy Montano's coca storage. Bruh. Aren't you supposed to be the muscle? So Rico destroys all the silos and brings the rest to Edmundo. During the mission, the grappling hook was actually useful. There are these huge unbreakable fence and it forces you to go through so many enemies to get to the truck. But you can easily skip this part just by jumping and using the teleportation power that this grappling hook has, which was 100% intended by the devs. Also, the game tells you to deliver at least 2 boxes. So I thought it would be funny if I delivered the empty truck, but the mission actually fails when you do that. The devs actually cared. Or maybe they really liked coca, considering the amount of jank in this game. One more thing. Holy shit, these NPCs try so hard to stop you. They do insane damage, pit maneuver, they gang up and stick to you as if you were a Japanese woman on a train. This is how Rico starts gang war between the 2 cartels. Now the next mission is so random. We meet this guy in a random shack. He gets no introduction. I was clueless who he is. He looks like someone from Cryptoland trailer. Why am I working for him? He tells us to kill someone who also doesn't get an introduction. It's only after we kill the guy we find out that he was the police chief. No idea why Rico kills him. As for this guy, in the next mission we find out that he is also a police officer and he is providing us with intel about military. Why the fuck wouldn't you introduce people before I kill them? I have no idea. Maybe they want Rico to look mysterious with so many connections to most important people of the world. If only he had connection with his dad, he wouldn't have grown up to be this corny.
He is aboard now. A full-on attack is possible, but difficult, senor? And no mistakes! Or we are all dead. I don't do mistakes, senor.
The intel this guy provided was about a general whose only weakness is hoes. Sheldon says if we kill him, we will destroy the backbone of the military. But what I don't understand is why Rico? Why not Maria?
Oh my god!
She was perfect for this mission. She could have gone undercover as a hoe and we could have assisted her. But no, it's another mission where you have to just kill another guy and everything goes according to the plan.
Hijo de puta!
You weren't spitting when you were getting paid, you whore. Now the dictator is panicking, cartels are fighting each other, police is arresting anyone that moves, and there are guerrillas who are planning on taking down the dictator. You can see him on the screen trying to convince people that there isn't any revolution against him and everything is under control. Now Sheldon wants Rico to assist Esperanza, Jose's sister. She made a deal with some gun dealers and Rico has to make sure that the deal goes according to the plan. But the dealers have other plans. They double-cross them and try to kill everyone's beloved sister, even though the sole reason Rico is here is to protect Esperanza. But when the dealer asks her to check the guns, he doesn't stop her. That could have been a f***ing bomb, Rico. These 2 f***ers have to be the offspring of the same father who is suffering from severe Down syndrome. How do you even miss at this range? Who are these people? My rank teammates? We go after the dealer and we kill him. Esperanza gets real passionate. Look at the recoil. The motion capture guys must have really liked each other. The saddest thing is, shit like this is never happening to most of us. When we go back to Maria, I couldn't tell if she is jealous or she is into it.
Gave Esperanza a lift home, huh? And some of that Rico magic.
Guy's gotta grab his R&R when it's offered.
Either way, she tells us to destroy a train that Montano cartel is using to ship out the coke. After destroying the coke train, Rico goes to this. In case you forgot, she alongside Edmundo runs Rojas cartel. She sends us to destroy coca fields of Montano cartel because why not? We already destroyed their storage. We destroyed the train they use for shipping. We stole whatever is left. The only thing remaining is the production itself. If this doesn't wipe out Montanos, I don't know what will. By the way, do you remember the weed burning mission from Far Cry 3? Well, Just Cause did it earlier. Even though so much is going on in San Espirito, people aren't aware because the dictator controls all the broadcast centers. So Sheldon shows Sure, shimmy shimmy yeah. So Sheldon sends us to assist guerrillas, deliver a speech about how Karamikas is going to take this country back from the dictator, and everyone should join him in this revolution. And yes, Sheldon was playing his own game. After Jose delivers his speech, Rico blows everything up to stop dictator from spreading his propaganda, or just because something has to explode during every mission. Otherwise, people would think this game is boring. If you remember, the actual reason why we were here was WMDs. Remember this guy? I don't think anyone can forget him. He has the most aerodynamically perfect face. The reason why Flash lost to a normal guy is because he didn't have a face like this. He finally gave us the information about the location of WMDs. They are well hidden, disguised as a medical facility in between some inhabitable mountains. I don't think the government knows, but it's not 100% inhabited. There is actually a guy living on top of the mountain. Guess who it is? Of course, it's Rico Rodriguez. It's one of the safe houses. I don't think you understand how tall these mountains are. Falling from this height makes you free fall for a good 2 minutes. And even then, you are only halfway from what the game considers to be the ground level. This thing is honestly impressive for its age. On to the actual mission. This time the game provides you with a good helicopter, but it doesn't matter because the facility is heavily guarded, and as soon as you see the facility, they immediately blow you up. Thankfully, my gamer reflexes kicked in, and Rico ruined it by doing the infamous Elon Musk salute. Now Rico plants 2 bombs in the facility and 1 in the nuclear bomb itself. Maybe it's a good idea, what do I know? But oh no, the dictator activated the missiles. What's Rico gonna do? He presses a random button which is at this random secluded place. It's more secluded than the place me and my homie used to go to do the giggity. And pressing it deactivates the missile, I guess. I don't know. The bomb he placed detonates and he jumps, does a cool flip, wears sunglasses. Oh my god, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen, said nobody. I hope your parachute fails and you get turned into liquid, you corny ass bitch.
What a smart man.
Come on, Enrico. We won't bite.
But I want you to bite. Now Sheldon sends us to destroy a power plant. People of this country don't deserve electricity, I guess. After destroying the plant, we find out that the dictator has more WMDs. And this time Rico mentions it's nuclear.
Okay, looks like El Presidente is upgrading his weapons. Can you say nuclear?
And then he plants the biggest f***ing bomb he could find. I know for a fact that destroying anything related to nuclear, especially a coolant, can make an entire continent inhabitable. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. Now Rico goes after some Nazi who was producing these WMDs. Then he destroys Mendoza's airport and he kills his both sons. These people are psychopaths. What is even this? Villains versus monsters? Let's hear the situation of this country from Sheldon himself.
Looks good, huh? It's from last night. Thanks to you, good buddy. The fall of Rome. Riojas hunting down Montanos, the government gunning down its citizens while guerrillas torch the place. And the police on a permanent vacation. Almost a perfect ending.
Not to mention people of this country don't have airport anymore, no electricity, a few less trains, and possibly are radioactive. Their children will born with 2 heads and some unheard diseases. Like dropping a nuke would be mercy at this point. But he's not done. They still have a bank. Remember Montano cartel? Turns out they, alongside the dictator, have some cash left in the bank. Rico hijacks the truck carrying the cash, takes it to some basement parking and burns it all. I think the radiation from all the explosions finally getting into his peanut-sized brain. Wouldn't it be easier to blow up the truck if you weren't going to use the cash in the first place? What's the point of stealing the truck? I don't get it. Then Rico finds out that the aerodynamic guy Caramonas is on someone else's payroll and the Black Hand is protecting him. It's a private military company. They appear in every Just Cause game. They are just military but with better equipments. Both Rojas and guerrillas are trying to fight their way in and Rico has to assist them. After killing a million NPC and a short chase, we finally got the aerodynamic guy.
Oh no! The crazy American! Good to see you again, Carmona. Hey, guess what? I brought along some old friends of yours.
Oh, shit.
Primero, the left one is mine. See? Then I take the right.
That leaves the middle one, Rico. Go on. Use the cocky mouth of yours. It deserves a cock. I wonder if he has aerodynamic penis. Wait, aren't all the penises aerodynamically good? Wow. Who else but Reddit? I know this might not be the most appropriate question for this subreddit, but my curiosity is drilling my side. Is your uncle's name Curiosity? Someone made a whole diagram, but it's not facing the wind. I'm so disappointed. Why does Jeff Bezos' rocket look so much like a penis? Guess the Bezos knows the penis. Excuse my ADHD there, but bear with me, it's nearing an end. Now we find out that he has more WMDs on a ship. They are running out of ideas at this point. But this time the dictator was also on the ship. But he escapes before Rico destroys it, of course. He runs off to his private island, which is heavily guarded by Black Hand, the military. The word heavily isn't enough to describe the stupid amount of NPCs blasting RPGs at you. We'll talk more about it later. Rico, assisted by Rojas and gorillas, makes his way through the grassy fields, jungle, climbs the mountain to reach his base, only to find out, take a guess, you have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. He has more WMDs. Wow, who would have thought? He successfully initiates the launch and leaves again. And this time there is no button located at a secluded place to stop the missiles. So we climb down the mountain. Sheldon and Maria brings us the fastest jet I have ever used in any video game. And Rico chases the missiles and destroys them midair. Okay, this mission was actually pretty cool. I have to admit it. Now he goes after the dictator. He's on a plane. Maria says that destroying the plane won't do it. He has to make sure the dictator is dead. So he jumps out of the billion-dollar jet onto the plane, kills a few NPCs, and we are finally face to face with the dictator. Now picture this. You are the dictator. Your country is fucked, but it's good for you. You have all the power in the world. Money, WMDs, drugs, people, everything runs like a clockwork. One day, a guy comes and takes everything you have and kills your 2 sons. He's on your ass all day and night like a homing butt plug. You went from a dictator to a running little bitch. What would be your reaction to face that guy who took everything from you? Behold, what you are about to see might leave a deep scar in your brain, heart, maybe even butthole too. Truly an Oscar-worthy performance. They say a person becomes his true self when he is on the verge of death. This is what they were talking about. I understand it now. Now PC version has some voiceover, but I think they added it later.
That on every occasion, the president won.
But I prefer the Xbox one. It's unbeatable. He jumps off, Rico catches him midair, plants a C4, says something cocky again, dictator explodes, and the game ends, finally. The story itself isn't bad at all. It's not too far from Far Cry stories. But what makes it so smelly doo-doo trash is the characters. How the fuck is an stereotypical American the best character in the game? Maria has some crazy mood swings, and why were these two even here? They have been hard chillin' the entire time while Rico takes down the entire country by himself. Every other character is so mid and generic. Generic is generous because they are bad, they are trash. One of the most important characters in the story is the villain, but he gets like 10 seconds of screen time. The story hypes him every mission like he's this cruel dictator, the Satan himself or something. But when you see him, he's f***ing nothing. Imagine if he's just a doppelganger and the real dictator never dies, because it certainly feels like it. And finally Rico, he has only one mood, the Pussy Destroyer 5000.
Home to his private fleet of jets and choppers. And today, the world's biggest marketplace for illegally traded.
He makes no mistake, everything goes according to the plan. What the fuck is it with this? The fucking waifu pillow that I molest every day has more personality than this guy. Get out of my face. Overall, the story gets a generous 3 out of 10. Few things I don't understand is why are we helping a drug cartel while taking down another? And now though we have freed the country from the dictator, are we just going to hand it over to some guerrillas and cartel? I mean, what? Far Cry 4 has a similar story. We help guerrillas take down the dictator, but in that game there are two leaders. You can choose who you want to help, but whoever you choose will ask you to kill the other leader. If you help Sabal, in the end you will find out that he wants to continue the tradition of child goddess, which is an actual tradition in Nepal, by the way. Or if you help Amita, she will secure the future of this country by enslaving their children and building a drug empire. So regardless of who you help, it's fucked up, and you leave the game with the regret of helping those people. But here I regret everything. I regret playing the game, making this video. The only thing I don't regret is Maria's slap. I wish she was real and beat me every day. You can experience everything this game has to offer in your first hour of playtime. Every mission is the same, gameplay wise. You go from point A to point B, kill a few NPCs, chase someone, something explodes, and the mission ends. That's the blueprint. There are like two unique missions in this game. The one where you have to destroy the coca plantation, but they don't give you a flamethrower, so you have to use grenades or C4. And the third part of the last mission, taking out the garbage volume 3, where you get the jet. Like, this is actually a good mission. You are chasing missiles and a moving plane which is 5 kilometers away from you, and it feels like stationary. This is how fast the jet is. This is the kind of mobility you should have had from the beginning and not for a few minutes. Everything else is so repetitive. Doing one playthrough of this game is equivalent to jerking off to a Mr. Beast thumbnail 100 times over. It's only enjoyable once. The first part of the last mission, oh my fucking god, the worst mission design ever. Where do I even begin? This is the mission where you go after the dictator on his private island. So they give you a boat, but it's almost impossible to reach the island because this helicopter spawns behind you and it has the best aim lock ever. No matter how much maneuvers you do, it still gets you. And if you try to approach the island by diving, there are a few dozen NPCs shooting at you even when you are underwater. Because I think the humans were still evolving back then, so the devs didn't know the concept of line of sight. And even if you somehow survive that, remember there is a helicopter shooting missiles at you at a fire rate of a minigun. Somehow the stars aligned, and because of pure RNG I made it to the shore. Thankfully the game spawned some gorillas to assist me, but they folded that thankful feeling and put it right back into my asshole. In this chaos, if you accidentally shot a single bullet to a gorilla, the whole army of illegals will turn against you. Now no matter what the game spawns, it's going to kill you. Not to mention the miles of distance you have to travel. You can steal a vehicle, but when you do, this happens. So you are left with no option but walking. When you reach the grassy fields, the enemies pop in and out of the bushes. I would have liked this if only there weren't a million of them. When I reached this building, I was so glad that it's over. Like, I wanted to cry, but then I did cry because it's not the end, it's a checkpoint. Now you have to climb this huge mountain. It's like taking out a butt plug and shoving a horse cock. Now the game spawns dozens of tanks, helicopters, and you can't even drive them for more than few seconds because magically everyone gets a rocket launcher. For some reason, the friendly gorilla helicopter becomes real friendly with the enemies as soon as you get in any vehicle. It starts shooting missiles at you too. At night things despawns for a few seconds. Some vehicles become possessed. Then they all spawn at the same time, right in front of you. The way you heal in this game is either at a safe house or some enemies drop health, but that's RNG too. So sometimes they don't drop shit. I tried so many times. I tried using glitches, walking straight uphill, driving off-road. With these amount of tries, I would have made a baby with a femboy. Not even exaggerating, the god would have pitied me, which he did. Somehow I made it. The next mission was the jet mission, so it was a relief. I think a lot of bullshit happened because of the high frame rate. Some vehicles become undrivable when you are above 200 frames. They just won't move. Some become possessed. The game is so janky even when you lock frames at 60 FPS by using external apps. The infinite jump glitch I just showed you, it can be done using specific guns. It doesn't work with all the guns. When you switch guns mid-air, it gives you an extra jump. It's more consistent at lower frame rate, but sometimes when you drop down you can't open parachute, so it becomes useless. Let's talk about progression a little bit. The game has none. Completing main mission unlocks a few weapons and 3 heavy drops. I don't know how do you get the 4th one, the boat, but somehow the side missions are even worse. They don't give you anything. Remember how Far Cry games have those outpost liberation? Every outpost is slightly different, have unique enemies. You can plan how you can approach it, which enemies to kill first. You can be stealthy or you can just run it down. And liberating it rewards you with guns or attachments or at least some money. They have it in this game, just cause did it first I guess, but they are so ass. They spawn these same NPCs a million times. No matter how many you kill, they won't stop spawning. Or sometimes they spawn whole World War III lobby, which is again pure RNG, like the last mission. When you liberate an outpost, you unlock a safe house and more repetitive missions, like hijack a vehicle, destroy the vehicle, deliver cocaine, or kill a black hand soldier. And completing them rewards you with even more of the same missions. Infinite content glitch. They don't give you shit, not even money, because the game doesn't have any currency system. And somehow they thought people would love it so much that they made 50 of them. But I would rather have a gay son and a thought daughter and breed them to have a son like Beetlejuice and be friends with him. I don't think I mentioned this before, but the game has 2 separate heat levels, one for cartel and one for cops. It's just more pain in the ass. But there is one thing that everybody can enjoy about this game, even the Chinese. And you don't even have to play the game, the soundtracks. Every single one of them is a certified banger. It turns this RNG chaos into an enjoyable game. It turns haram to harem, girlfriend into cousin, queers with facial hair into a headless knight. They can finally be pretty. It's a joke, okay? Everyone is pretty, if you are blind anyways. Tell me this soundtrack doesn't make you wanna go against an army in a jungle. I think I covered the majority of the game, if not everything. I might have pissed some people off because this is a lot of people's childhood game. But you growing up with garbage, it's not my fault. So that's it. I don't think I'll ever touch this game or any Just Cause game ever. I will definitely touch myself for Maria though.